Let me start with a question. How many of you have ever felt stuck in a situation where someone's repeated mistakes drained your energy, focus, or potential? We live in a world where second chances are glorified. Give them another shot, they say. Everyone makes mistakes. And while that's true, there's a fine line between forgiveness and compromise, between compassion and self-betrayal. Here's the thing, time is finite, and so is trust. When we give someone a second chance, we're not just offering forgiveness. We're making an investment. But what kind of return are we getting? Are we seeing growth, change, and accountability? Or are we simply enabling the same behavior over and over again? It's easy to talk about potential. Oh, they could improve. But potential without action is just a fantasy. Real progress comes from patterns, not promises. If someone consistently shows up late, misses deadlines, or lets you down, that's a pattern, a reflection of their priorities, not their words. This doesn't mean we stop being kind. Kindness is not weakness. It's about being firm enough to say, this behavior is not aligned with my values. Because the moment we compromise our standards, we signal that it's okay for others to compromise theirs too. Here's what's crucial to understand. Boundaries are a form of respect, not rejection. They show people that we value ourselves enough to protect our time, energy, and purpose. And in doing so, we encourage them to reflect, learn, and grow. Now, some of you might think, but doesn't everyone deserve a second chance? The answer is simple, not everyone. Why? Because second chances should be earned, not expected. They're for those who show genuine remorse, who take responsibility, and who make visible efforts to improve. Think about the ripple effect. When we let toxic behaviors slide, it doesn't just affect us. It affects everyone around us. It creates an environment where mediocrity thrives, trust erodes, and progress stalls. We owe it to ourselves, to our teams, and to our dreams to make better choices. To stop investing in people who drain our energy and start investing in those who lift us higher. To lead with purpose, not out of guilt or fear. So I challenge you today, stop giving second chances to those who don't deserve them. Instead, focus on fostering a culture of accountability, respect, and growth. Because when we do, we not only honor our own potential, we inspire others to rise to theirs. Clarity of values is the cornerstone of effective decision-making. Our values act as the compass guiding us through the complexities of relationships, choices, and actions. They define what we stand for and establish the principles we are unwilling to compromise. When these values are clear, they serve as a filter through which every decision is assessed, helping us to navigate challenges and opportunities with integrity and confidence. In interactions with others, clear values provide a framework for setting expectations and boundaries. They help us recognize what behaviors align with our principles and which ones do not. When someone violates those values, it becomes easier to evaluate the situation without emotional bias, focusing instead on what aligns with our sense of purpose and integrity. Having clarity in values also fosters consistency. It allows us to act in ways that are predictable and reliable, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. People learn to trust and respect individuals and organizations that consistently honor their values, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. Without this clarity, decisions are more likely to be reactive, driven by temporary emotions or external pressures, which can lead to regret and compromise. Clear values act as a defense against unnecessary distractions. They help us avoid investing in relationships, opportunities, or commitments that do not resonate with who we truly are or where we want to go. This kind of focus is essential for growth, as it ensures that our energy and resources are directed toward pursuits that truly matter. Values are the foundation of self-awareness and intentionality. They empower us to move through the world with purpose, making decisions that reflect our authentic selves and creating lives and environments that resonate with meaning. Patterns reveal the truth in ways that words never can. Promises are easy to make. Anyone can offer an apology, vow to do better, or assure us that change is coming. But patterns, the consistent behaviors we observe over time, tell a much clearer story about a person's intentions, priorities, and character. When evaluating someone's actions, it's tempting to focus on the promises they've made, especially if those promises align with what we hope to see. But promises are often driven by emotion, made in moments of regret or under pressure to restore trust. they can lack the substance and commitment required to create real, lasting change. Patterns, on the other hand, are formed over time and reflect deeply ingrained habits and beliefs. They are the evidence of who someone truly is rather than who they say they want to be. In relationships, whether personal or professional, patterns help us identify what we can realistically expect from others. If someone repeatedly fails to follow through, misses deadlines, or disregards responsibilities, those actions speak louder than any apology or assurance ever could. These patterns are not random. They are the result of choices and priorities that reveal what truly matters to the individual. Focusing on patterns rather than promises also protects us from misplaced optimism. It prevents us from being drawn into cycles of disappointment, where we continually give others the benefit of the doubt only to be let down again. Patterns offer clarity, showing us where to place our trust and when to step away. Patterns provide a roadmap for accountability. They highlight areas where someone may need to focus their efforts for meaningful improvement. Recognizing a pattern doesn't mean giving up on someone. It means addressing the reality of their behavior and encouraging actions that demonstrate genuine change. Observing patterns allows us to approach relationships and decisions with greater awareness and objectivity. It shifts the focus from what we want to believe to what is truly happening, enabling us to act in ways that are aligned with reality rather than empty promises. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, yet it is also the most finite. Unlike money, which can be earned, saved, or regained, time once spent is gone forever. This irreplaceable quality makes it critical to consider how we allocate our time and who we choose to spend it with. Every moment carries an opportunity cost, and investing it unwisely can result in lost potential, missed opportunities, and diminished well-being. In relationships and commitments, the way we use our time reflects what we prioritize. When we dedicate time to people or situations that repeatedly fail to honor our efforts, we are not just giving them our attention, we are sacrificing opportunities to grow, to connect with others who uplift us, or to pursue goals that genuinely matter. Every second spent in frustration or compromise is a second we could have used to build something meaningful or restorative. Time's finite nature also brings urgency to the choices we make. It forces us to confront the reality that we cannot afford to waste it on situations that don't align with our values or long-term aspirations. This doesn't mean that every moment needs to be hyper-productive, but it does mean recognizing the importance of aligning our time with what brings purpose, joy, or fulfillment. Time carries an inherent energy. When we spend it in environments or with individuals who drain us, that energy diminishes, leaving us less capable of tackling challenges or nurturing other relationships. These effects compound over time, creating a cycle where the misallocation of one resource, time, spills over into other areas of our lives, such as our emotional health, productivity, and relationships. Choosing to guard our time isn't selfish, it's a recognition of its inherent value. By being intentional about where and how we spend it, we not only enhance our own lives, but also demonstrate to others that their time is valuable as well. Time is not simply about duration, it's about quality and impact, making every moment an opportunity to create something meaningful rather than letting it slip away unnoticed or underappreciated. Accountability is the foundation of trust, growth, and meaningful relationships. It is the principle that ensures people take ownership of their actions, decisions, and the consequences that follow. Without accountability, commitments lose their weight, promises become empty, and relationships, whether personal or professional, begin to erode under the strain of unfulfilled expectations. But it is also without the commitment that the accountability is stable. So this lack of accountability, when people are accountable, they acknowledge their role in outcomes, whether positive or negative. This acknowledgement creates a sense of reliability and transparency, making it easier for others to trust them. Accountability is not just about admitting fault when something goes wrong. It's about proactively ensuring that obligations are met and taking corrective action when necessary. This proactive approach reflects respect for others and a commitment to maintaining integrity. In any setting, accountability provides clarity. It eliminates ambiguity about who is responsible for what, reducing misunderstandings and fostering a culture of ownership. When accountability is present, individuals are more likely to take their responsibilities seriously, knowing that their actions directly impact outcomes. This clarity also creates an environment where collaboration thrives because people can rely on one another to follow through. Accountability also plays a critical role in personal and professional growth. By taking responsibility for mistakes, individuals open themselves up to learning and improvement. Acknowledging where things went wrong allows for reflection and creates opportunities to develop better habits, skills, or processes. This willingness to learn from setbacks not only benefits the individual, but also strengthens relationships and builds confidence in their reliability. For accountability to work, it must be consistent and mutual. It cannot be selectively applied or used as a tool to shame or control others. Instead, it should be seen as a shared value that everyone upholds, creating a sense of fairness and balance. In environments where accountability is absent or unevenly enforced, trust deteriorates and resentment grows, often leading to dysfunction and disengagement. Accountability is also deeply connected to respect. It shows that we value the time, energy, and trust others invest in us. When someone fails to take responsibility, it signals a lack of regard for those affected by their actions, undermining relationships and creating friction. Conversely, being accountable demonstrates humility and a willingness to prioritize the collective good over personal convenience. Accountability is a commitment to living and working with integrity. It ensures that words are backed by actions and that trust is not taken for granted, but continually earned and reinforced. Empathy is one of the most powerful and essential human traits. It allows us to understand and share the feelings of others, fostering connection, compassion, and support. However, empathy, when unchecked, can sometimes lead to enabling behaviors that do more harm than good. The challenge lies in balancing empathy with discernment, ensuring that our compassion empowers rather than inadvertently sustains unhealthy or unproductive patterns. When we empathize, we recognize and validate the emotions of others. This validation is crucial for building trust and helping people feel seen and heard. But empathy does not mean agreeing with every perspective or excusing every action. It is about understanding someone's situation while maintaining clarity about the boundaries and responsibilities that should remain intact. Enabling, on the other hand, occurs when empathy leads us to excuse or overlook behaviors that require accountability. For example, consistently covering for someone who neglects their responsibilities may feel compassionate in the moment, but it ultimately reinforces their behavior and prevents them from learning or growing. True empathy recognizes this and seeks to support individuals in a way that encourages self-awareness and positive change. A key aspect of practicing empathy without enabling is focusing on empowerment. This means offering support that helps others navigate challenges without taking ownership of their problems or shielding them from the natural consequences of their actions. It's the difference between saying, "I'm here for you, let's figure out a solution together," and "Don't worry, I'll fix it for you." The former fosters growth, while the latter fosters dependence. Empathy also requires us to acknowledge our own needs and limits. When we become overly invested in the struggles of others, we risk neglecting our well-being or compromising our values. It's important to recognize when our empathy is being taken advantage of, or when it begins to drain our emotional energy. Setting boundaries in these situations is not a lack of empathy. It's a way to ensure that our compassion remains sustainable and authentic. Another dimension of empathy without enabling is recognizing the difference between temporary support and ongoing patterns. Offering help during a moment of crisis is an act of kindness, but consistently intervening to save someone from the consequences of their choices can prevent them from developing resilience or accountability. It's essential to assess whether our empathy is genuinely helping or simply delaying the inevitable lessons they need to learn. Empathy is not about solving every problem or sparing others from discomfort. It's about being present, offering understanding, and encouraging growth. By practicing empathy with discernment, we can create meaningful connections that uplift others while honoring our own boundaries and fostering a culture of accountability and respect. Growth is a natural and essential part of life, but it doesn't happen in an environment without structure or limitations. Boundaries provide the framework within which growth can flourish. They serve as a guide, helping individuals understand their limits, take responsibility for their actions, and develop the discipline necessary to achieve their goals. Boundaries are not barriers, they are tools that enable progress by creating a space for healthy interactions, self-discovery, and accountability. Boundaries help define the line between what is acceptable and what is not. This clarity is crucial for personal growth as it establishes expectations and allows individuals to operate within a clear framework. When boundaries are absent, confusion and chaos can take hold, leading to situations where people overstep, neglect responsibilities, or take advantage of others. Clear boundaries prevent this by fostering respect and mutual understanding, which in turn creates an environment conducive to growth. Setting boundaries is also an act of self-awareness. It requires individuals to reflect on their values, priorities, and goals to determine what is most important to them. This process of self-reflection not only strengthens their sense of identity, but also provides them with a foundation for making decisions and navigating challenges. As a result, boundaries empower individuals to focus their energy on what truly matters, enabling them to grow in meaningful ways. For growth to occur, there must also be accountability, and boundaries play a significant role in this. They ensure that actions have consequences, whether positive or negative. When someone respects a boundary, it reinforces trust and strengthens relationships. Conversely, when a boundary is crossed, addressing it provides an opportunity for learning and improvement. This cycle of reinforcement and correction helps individuals develop self-discipline and a deeper understanding of their responsibilities. In relationships, boundaries are equally vital. They create a sense of safety and respect, allowing people to connect on a deeper level without fear of being overwhelmed or taken advantage of. Healthy boundaries ensure that both parties can grow together without losing their sense of individuality. They prevent resentment and burnout by clearly defining what each person is willing to give and receive, fostering balance and harmony in the relationship. Boundaries also encourage resilience. They teach individuals to say no when necessary, prioritize their well-being, and navigate challenges with confidence. This resilience is essential for personal and professional growth, as it enables people to handle setbacks, adapt to change, and remain focused on their long-term objectives. By establishing and maintaining boundaries, individuals develop the strength and discipline needed to overcome obstacles and continue growing despite adversity. Boundaries are not about restriction, they are about intention. They help individuals and communities create spaces where growth is possible, relationships are healthy, and goals are achievable. By embracing boundaries, people can unlock their potential and create a life that aligns with their values, aspirations, and sense of purpose. The ripple effect refers to the far-reaching impact of a single action or decision, extending beyond the immediate moment or individual. Just as a pebble dropped into a pond creates waves that spread outward, our choices and behaviors influence not only ourselves, but also those around us, and often in ways we may not initially recognize. This interconnectedness underscores the importance of acting with intention, as even small actions can set off chains of events that shape the environments we inhabit. When we tolerate harmful or unproductive behaviors, for instance, the ripple effect can be profound. A single act of overlooking accountability can set a precedent, signaling to others that similar actions are acceptable. This can lead to a culture where trust is eroded, morale declines, and individuals begin to disengage. Even those who were initially unaffected may start to feel the impact, as the consequences of unchecked behavior spread through teams, relationships, or communities. Positive actions can create ripples that inspire growth and foster improvement. When someone sets a strong example of integrity, empathy, or accountability, it often encourages others to follow suit. These actions build momentum, creating a culture where people feel supported, motivated, and aligned with shared values. The ripple effect of positive behavior is powerful, as it reinforces collective progress and strengthens bonds within groups. The ripple effect also highlights the interconnected nature of human relationships. Our words and actions have the potential to influence not just those immediately involved, but also those indirectly connected. For instance, a leader's decision to address a conflict constructively can boost morale within a team, leading to better collaboration and increased productivity. Similarly, a kind gesture toward one person may inspire them to pass on that kindness to others, creating a chain reaction of positive outcomes. In professional environments, the ripple effect can have significant implications for culture and performance. A single decision, whether it's prioritizing transparency, recognizing effort, or addressing an issue promptly, can influence how others perceive the organization's values and their role within it. This perception, in turn, affects motivation, trust, and overall engagement, ultimately shaping the trajectory of the group as a whole. On a personal level, the ripple effect reminds us of the impact our choices have on our relationships. The way we communicate, set boundaries, or show support can influence how others feel about themselves and their connection with us. Even subtle actions like active listening or offering encouragement can leave a lasting impression, strengthening the bonds we share and fostering mutual growth. The ripple effect also serves as a reminder of the responsibility we carry in our actions. It emphasizes the importance of being mindful about what we contribute to the world, recognizing that even seemingly small decisions can have significant consequences. This awareness encourages intentionality, prompting us to align our behaviors with the values and outcomes we want to see reflected in the larger context. The ripple effect illustrates the profound influence of interconnectedness. It reminds us that our choices, no matter how small, carry weight, shaping not only our own experiences, but also the environments and relationships we are part of. Recognizing this interconnectedness encourages us to act with purpose and care, ensuring that the ripples we create contribute to a legacy of positive and lasting impact. Second chances can be powerful opportunities for redemption and growth, but they are not universally applicable in every situation. While the concept of forgiveness and fresh starts is rooted in compassion, there are instances where granting a second chance may not lead to meaningful change or may even cause harm. Recognizing when a second chance is appropriate requires discernment, context, and an understanding of the potential consequences for all parties involved. Every second chance carries the weight of responsibility. It is a gift that should not be extended lightly, as it implies trust and an opportunity to rectify past mistakes. However, not everyone values or utilizes a second chance in the same way. Some may genuinely reflect on their actions, make amends, and strive to improve, while others may repeat the same behaviors, demonstrating a lack of accountability or willingness to change. In such cases, granting multiple chances can lead to a cycle of disappointment and erosion of trust. The appropriateness of a second chance also depends on the nature and severity of the action that led to the breach of trust or expectations. Some mistakes, particularly those made out of ignorance or momentary lapse in judgment, may warrant forgiveness and an opportunity to learn and grow. However, deliberate or repeated harmful actions, especially those that show a pattern of disregard for others, may signal deeper issues that a second chance cannot resolve. In these situations, boundaries are necessary to protect oneself and others from further harm. Another critical factor in determining whether to offer a second chance is the presence of genuine accountability and effort to make things right. A sincere apology, acknowledgement of wrongdoing, and demonstrated steps toward change are indicators that someone is taking the opportunity seriously. Without these signs, a second chance may be wasted, as there is little foundation for meaningful improvement. These are not lessons learned alone. Implemented sustainably, just like any other skill we want to develop, should have to depend on some level of commitment and regularity, as do all other skills we want to develop. It is also important to consider the broader impact of granting second chances. Decisions to forgive or move forward do not exist in isolation. They affect relationships, teams, and environments. For example, in a workplace, allowing someone who repeatedly underperforms or violates policies to continue without consequence can demoralize others and create a culture of lenience. Similarly, in personal relationships, continuously forgiving harmful behavior can lead to a dynamic where boundaries are disregarded and respect diminishes. Second chances are not about abandoning compassion, but about balancing empathy with wisdom. Compassion can coexist with accountability, ensuring that forgiveness is not mistaken for enabling. It is not a failure to withhold a second chance when doing so protects integrity, safety, or the well-being of others. Rather, it is an acknowledgement that actions have consequences and that growth sometimes requires facing those consequences fully. Second chances are powerful, but not without limits. They should be extended thoughtfully with consideration of context, accountability, and the potential for real change. This approach ensures that second chances, when granted, are opportunities for meaningful redemption rather than repeated cycles of harm. Learning and moving on is an essential process for growth, resilience, and self-improvement. It involves understanding the lessons from past experiences, integrating them into our lives, and choosing to release the emotional or mental burdens associated with them. This process is not about forgetting or minimizing what happened, but about acknowledging it, extracting its value, and using it as a stepping stone toward a better future. People are acknowledging and sharing their learnings, their experiences, and their insights, and choosing it as a stepping stone toward a better future. Every experience, whether positive or negative, carries with it an opportunity to learn. Mistakes, challenges, and setbacks often serve as some of the most valuable teachers. They reveal areas for growth, highlight what truly matters, and sometimes redirect us toward paths we might not have otherwise considered. The key to learning is reflection, taking the time to evaluate what went wrong, what could have been done differently, and what insights can be gained. Without this intentional reflection, we risk repeating patterns or missing the opportunity to grow. Moving on is equally important because dwelling on the past can keep us stuck in a cycle of regret, guilt, or frustration. It's natural to feel the weight of past events, especially when they involve failure, betrayal, or loss. However, holding onto those feelings indefinitely can hinder progress and prevent us from fully engaging with the present. Moving on requires a conscious decision to let go of what cannot be changed and focus instead on what can be influenced moving forward. This process also involves forgiveness, both of others and ourselves. Forgiving others does not mean condoning their actions, but rather releasing the hold those actions have on us. It's about choosing peace over resentment and allowing ourselves the freedom to move forward. Self-forgiveness is just as crucial as it allows us to accept our imperfections, learn from our mistakes, and approach the future with renewed confidence. Learning and moving on also strengthen resilience. They teach us that setbacks are not endpoints, but part of a larger journey. Each time we face a challenge, learn from it, and move forward, we build the mental and emotional fortitude to handle future difficulties with greater ease. This resilience enables us to navigate life's complexities with a sense of purpose and determination, knowing that we can grow through even the most difficult experiences. The process of learning and moving on creates space for new opportunities and experiences. By letting go of the past, we open ourselves up to new possibilities that align with our goals and values. Clinging to what was can prevent us from seeing what could be, limiting our potential and stifling our creativity. Moving forward allows us to focus our energy on building a future that reflects the lessons we've learned and the person we've become. Learning and moving on is about balance. It requires honoring the past without being bound by it, taking responsibility without self-punishment, and striving for growth while embracing the imperfections of the journey. This process empowers us to transform challenges into opportunities, setbacks into stepping stones, and mistakes into valuable life lessons. Leading with purpose is about more than just guiding others toward a common goal. It is about doing so with intention, clarity, and a deep understanding of why those goals matter. A leader with purpose acts as a beacon, providing direction and inspiration by aligning actions with a broader vision. This type of leadership is grounded in values, driven by passion, and focused on creating lasting impact, rather than pursuing short-term gains. Purpose-driven leaders inspire trust, encourage collaboration, and create environments where individuals feel motivated and empowered to contribute their best. At the core of leading with purpose is a clear sense of why. When leaders understand and communicate the deeper reasons behind their decisions and actions, they are able to rally others around a shared vision. This sense of purpose creates a sense of belonging, as people are more likely to invest their time and energy into something that resonates with their own values and aspirations. A purpose-driven leader doesn't just dictate tasks or goals, they provide the why behind them, making the journey meaningful for everyone involved. Leadership with purpose fosters a culture of accountability and responsibility. When individuals know that their work contributes to something greater than themselves, they are more likely to take ownership of their actions and results. This sense of responsibility is not only about achieving specific outcomes, but also about maintaining the integrity and values that underpin the mission. Purpose gives direction to action, ensuring that decisions are made with long-term impact in mind rather than immediate short-sighted rewards. A leader who leads with purpose also demonstrates resilience. There will inevitably be challenges, setbacks, and obstacles along the way, but a purpose-driven leader remains anchored in their vision, using it as a source of strength to navigate difficult moments. This resilience is contagious, inspiring others to persevere and stay committed to the cause. In times of adversity, purpose becomes the North Star, guiding individuals through uncertainty and reminding them of the importance of their efforts. Leading with purpose also involves empathy and understanding. It's not just about achieving goals, but about doing so in a way that values people. Purpose-driven leaders invest in their teams, seeking to understand the needs, motivations, and aspirations of the individuals they lead. They recognize that each person has unique contributions to offer and work to create an environment where everyone can thrive. This approach fosters a sense of trust and mutual respect as people feel valued and supported in their pursuit of shared goals. Furthermore, leaders who operate with purpose tend to be more authentic. Their decisions are not driven by personal gain or external validation, but by a genuine commitment to their values and vision. This authenticity resonates with others as it creates an environment of transparency and honesty. People are more likely to follow leaders who they believe are acting in alignment with their principles, as this creates a sense of stability and reliability. Purpose-driven leadership also encourages growth and development. Leaders with purpose understand that their journey is not just about reaching a destination, but about evolving along the way. They embrace learning, both for themselves and for those they lead, recognizing that personal and collective growth are essential components of long-term success. In this sense, leading with purpose becomes a continuous process of refinement and adaptation, where individuals are encouraged to push boundaries, challenge assumptions, and expand their potential. Leading with purpose creates a legacy that extends beyond individual achievements. It shifts the focus from personal success to collective impact, building a culture where people are united by a shared vision and empowered to make meaningful contributions. Purpose-driven leadership transcends goals and objectives, creating a sense of meaning and fulfillment that drives sustained progress and positive change. Sustained purpose is a transformative leadership which empowers leaders. In conclusion, the power of effective leadership, personal growth, and meaningful connections lies in the ability to act with purpose, accountability, and clarity. The ideas we've explored, whether it's recognizing the limits of second chances, embracing the ripple effect of our actions, or leading with intention, serve to remind us that every decision we make has far-reaching consequences. Ideas like these are the precursor to all other knowledge and skills and training, and they remain untenable without intention. True growth and progress come not just from achieving goals, but from understanding the deeper reasons behind our actions, learning from our experiences, and ensuring that our choices align with our values and vision. As we move forward, it's essential to recognize that our time, energy, and efforts are finite resources that must be used wisely. Setting boundaries, being empathetic without enabling, and learning from past experiences are all crucial steps toward creating environments where trust, accountability, and mutual respect thrive. By leading with purpose, we not only inspire those around us, but also pave the way for a future where we can continue to grow, evolve, and contribute meaningfully to the world. The journey toward personal and collective growth requires discernment, resilience, and a commitment to acting with integrity. It is through the choices we make, the actions we take, and the relationships we nurture that we create the impact we seek. Let us embrace the lessons we've learned, lead with purpose, and always strive to build a future that reflects the values and potential within us all.